where I wanted to start is you have no idea how many people come up to me and say, how the hell did you get with Pat? You know, because you talked about if Colonel Peacocks and what was the guy's name? Was Adrian never met the other guy? How did I meet Pat? How did this opportunity come? Because I was a nightlife guy in South Beach. How do I end up in the financial services industry, much less life settlements, right? And I have a sort of a similar story to you. I won't belabor it, but I was trying to get into the real estate game, the mortgage game. And a buddy of mine who I worked with my first job out of Clear Channel. He started making real money. I mean, serious money. This is 2007. I said, hook me up, bro. Get me a job. So he's like, I got you. He puts me through. I get in. I go all these interviews, and I'm sending it around. They fly me out to Chicago. They pick me up in a limo. I'm 27 years old, 26 years old. They pick me up in a limo. This is when limos were actually a thing. Of course, yeah. So I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. They're going to pay me $5,000 a month just to train. I never made $5,000 in a month, period, in my life. The most amount of money I ever made was in nightlife was like 25 grand in my early 20s. I said, oh my God, it's the opportunity of a lifetime. So I go through all the rigmarole. Then I go to HR, we were just talking about. Thank God I hired a good HR guy. This HR guy, I remember he writes me a letter. You talk about why I don't have a car these days. This is PTSD. I get a letter. Unfortunately, after further review, we can no longer offer you the position because you had a suspended license 5 years ago. And due to the fact that you will be driving around, we can no longer offer you this job.
Yeah.
Pat, they talk about jihad and suicide. Like, I choose your enemies wisely. I was going to do something very, very bad. Talk about emotions. And I didn't have the opportunity to see this guy. There was no social media. Thank God. I was ready to go to war. Yeah. This opportunity of a lifetime. So looking back, what's my point? Why I sang this story? 6 months later, we start hearing the rumblings of the mortgage industry, right? I get this opportunity to start working at Welcome Funds, which I've been at for 18 years now. Crazy. 18 years.
You've been at Welcome 18 years.
18 years. 2006, right around this time, 2006, 2007 is right when this is happening. So I get this opportunity. My first year at Welcome, I make $5 grand. My second year, $100 grand, and then the rest is history. But thank God I didn't get that mortgage job, Pat. Because I would have got the job, I would have been making $5 grand for 6 months, and I would have been out on the streets with every other mortgage broker. And this opportunity that I thought at the time was the worst thing to ever happen to me turned out to be the best thing that ever happened to me. Made my name in the financial services industry. They say that the riches are in the niches, have a very niche industry. It's not a sexy industry. But that's how I met PBD, right? So everyone comes up to me and they go, how the hell did you meet PBD? And I give that whole story to say this whole thing would have never happened if, you would have re-enlisted in the Army, or if I would have gotten to the mortgage bank. We probably never would have met.
Never would have met.
But we met at a financial services conference. It's funny that I just interviewed the money smart guy, Matt Sapal. I love that guy. He said, I made millions of dollars because I went to a conference. That's exactly how I made my money, going to conferences. Here's actually, I think, a picture of one of the first times. This was I met you in 2012 working out in the gym. This was in 2016. So I didn't have a picture of us at the gym. This is when you were doing your favorite haircut, buzz cut.
It was
Is
so
that the
easy.
Diplomat?
No gel, nothing. But I look so different.
No. Pat, on behalf of the people who still have some hair community, stay where you're at right now. So we met in the gym, financial conference. Did you ever think the day that we met in the gym and then we had cigars later that night that we'd be working together ever like this?
No, because I thought you were like, hey, life settlement. Hey, life. I'm like, I'm not doing it. Hey, life. I'm like, listen, it's not for my business model, but more power to all this stuff. And I had gone and visited that one guy in Waco, if you remember, Life Partners, the guys that got in trouble.
Turned out to be a fraud.
Yeah, they had a big mammoth in the headquarters. No, but every year I would see you, you go to these types of conferences. The insurance conference is not the most exciting conference to go to.
No, I call it MPS. Male, pale, and stale.
Right.
Oh
It's not.
No disrespect to the white guys out
listen, the only movie ever made about the insurance industry is called Cedar Rapids. And it's to make fun of the insurance conferences. And it's played by the guy from Hangover. What's the guy's name? You know, the dentist. Paging Dr. You know what? The dentist, whatever the guy's name is.
Ed.
Can you type in Cedar Rapids movie, I think? Like
Ed. What's
Cedar
Ed's last
Rapids movie. If you just type
He's
in
going to kill me. When Ed finds out that I forgot his name, he's going to get very upset with me.
Yeah, this is the movie. The idea is about what insurance conferences are like,
What's his
and
name
it's
now?
absolutely embarrassing, right? So when you go to the conference every year, you would, Ed Helms.
Ed, I know. Listen, I'll text you later. I'm sorry, buddy. But anyway.
Yeah. So you go to these conferences, you're not, you know, sometimes you go to a place, you're looking forward to see some familiar faces. I was like, man, I'm going to see that guy. That guy, Adam. And then eventually, what's up, Adam? What's up, Adam? What's up? And I'm like, why aren't you creating content? Do something. You got this charming, charismatic personality. And then you start doing stuff. It was only on Instagram first. Then you did YouTube or whatever it was. And then eventually is the meeting that we had in Miami, or you call me and then we have a lunch together. Hey, Pat, I'm willing to move. I'm willing to do this. And then that's how the whole thing got started.
Right. Well, it's, you're absolutely right. And to me, there was something very similar, but also something very different about you. What do I mean? I work with, how many agencies go to this NALBA meeting? 1,000 different type of agencies.
Many, yeah.
My job is to go create relationships with 1,000 different Patrick Bet-Davids.
And by the way, Adam is so freaking good at working a room. Like, if you've not seen it, and I would see him, go and schmoo. He can get through anybody to anybody. Watching you work the room is magical. You naturally.
Well, thank you, PBD.
It's very comfortable.
Compliments
for
will
you to
get you everywhere with me. Don't worry. I was going to do a hardball interview with you. Now I got to take it easy. But no, I that's part of. I grew up in nightlife. I like connecting people. I genuinely enjoy. You can't fake this kind of thing. I can't be like, all right, let me go actually enjoy connecting with people for a second. And introducing and having a good time. You can't fake that, especially over 18 years, especially when you do nightlife. You either have it or you don't. And that was a gift of mine. But in this room, I remember saying, okay, what was different about Patrick Bet-David? Everyone, this is maybe even before you did Blue Ocean Strategy. I don't know. What year did you read Blue Ocean Strategy?
Oh, early, 12, 11, 10.
Because I met you in 2012. So this must have been
10 or 11.
This guy, we meet in the gym. Hey, what are you doing? I'm here for the conference.
Yeah.
I'm 32, you're 33, 34, because your birthday's October. This is always in November. So you're 2 years older than me, let's say. And what you told me was different from every other single person in the room. I said, what? You want to recruit people who have never even been licensed? You want to recruit women? You don't want to, everyone here is in red shark-infested waters. They're competing, everything like that. And I remember saying to myself, what the hell is this guy doing? I didn't fully understand, but I said at the time, I said, either this guy's going to completely fail, because or wow, he's going to create something totally different. And every time I'd be like, hey, what's up? You're the media piece lifestyle. You're like, it's not what I do, but I'd love to say hi. And it's so funny because that picture was in 2016. I met you in 2012. This was the time where I came up to you because I just had my biggest year ever. I became officially, on paper, a millionaire. And I remember saying, bro, what's with this content thing? Because 2012, you didn't even start Valuetainment yet.
No.
It wasn't a thing.
No.
You were just an insurance guy.
I started December of 2012, the intro, but the first video is 2013.
Exactly. And then we all know that 2 Minutes with Pat was on fire.
It's viral content.
So for a couple of years, I'm just seeing he's an insurance guy. Now you're with Amor, who had clothes on at the time.
Yeah.
Respect to him.
Yeah.
You had the stud of a guy. What's his name again? Tom Ellsworth.
Yeah.
Stud.
Yeah.
And every time I saw you, your crew got bigger. But this one time I remember, because it's probably right around this time, probably 4 or 5 years after I'd known you, there was a flood of people around you. Byron Udell was there. All these guys. People were flooding PBD. And me, I didn't know you were creating content. Keep in mind. Hey, there's PBD. It was Pat. You weren't PBD. And I remember I went to walk up, these industries, you just go up and talk to people. And I remember someone goes, hey, wait your turn. And I said, the fuck, what? Wait my turn. Like, keep it moving, nerd, you know, beat it, geek kind of a thing. I remember you being like, hey, whatever. And it kind of was like a sign, like, I know the guy. And I realized I was like, what the hell's happening right now? And something flipped. I was like, oh, this guy's different. This guy's special. Because it wasn't like fans were coming up to you. That's what I want people to know. This isn't like at a Vault conference. These are industry leaders. These are competitors that were flooding you to talk, to chat. And keep in mind, this is in 2016. Like, you didn't even blown up yet.
No.
So what was that?
Man, I saw an opportunity, and I saw that everybody was doing something different. You know, we just talked about it the other night when we're here with BDC. And it's the concept of, when are people going to realize that we have a real unique idea, right? And when you're first coming up and you're in your 20s, you're like, are these guys really realizing that I'm in the office till midnight and everybody else is leaving and I get back in at 8 o'clock? Do they realize I do this 6.5 days a week? Do they realize I'm coming back to the office Sunday night working from 6 to 9 after I have my break, middle of the day? Do these guys, none of these guys, it's like, I am putting so much time into it. You don't know yet, you're going to give me the respect. That was the 20-year-old. And then something happened, Adam, at 26 years old in the insurance industry where I realized I can compete. And it's a little bit scary because at 26, I said, okay, I'm convinced I can beat all these guys. However, it's going to take 10 years, maybe 15 years. Are you willing to go about it to do this? And I said, yep, I'm not stopping. So in my mind, there was the confidence came from, you know how I talk about outwork, out-improve, out-strategize, outlast? You know where the confidence comes from the most? Where? It's not outwork. Anybody can do it for a season. Yeah. It's not out-improve. Anybody can keep reading. It's not even out-strategize. I'm telling you, you're going to stop.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to stop. That is the biggest advantage we had at the time. So I'm coming to the conferences and I'm hearing everybody speak the same language. And I'll never forget one time I'm at one of these networking events with Jay Bug. And Jay says to me, he says, hey, Pat, can I ask you a question? He says, yes. I said, yes. He says, why is it every event I buy you the same drink and you never drink it, you just hang on to it? I said, what a weird question to ask. I said, Jay, if you want, I'll buy it next time myself. He said, no, that's not what I'm asking. I'm using company money.
That's $12, sir. What's going on here? I'm going to reimburse you.
So he says, why do you do that? I said, why would I come to a networking event and drink and talk to all these guys? I enjoy the people I'm with back at home. I enjoy their company. I'm coming here to learn from them. These guys are hammered, drunk, are willing to talk about anything and everything. You want me to join them on getting drunk? It's not going to happen. I have no desire to do this. But I'll hang on to it because as a form of, etiquette or whatever you want to call it. Socializing, yeah. So I went there purely to want to learn from everybody on what they were doing and seeing what worked, what strategy worked. Why is this guy buying leads? Why is this guy doing it that way? Why is this guy only selling term insurance online and doing ads, $10,000 commercials? Why is this guy selling it this way? And the more and more we identified where we differentiated ourselves from everybody else, and then behind closed doors, I said, yeah, you guys stop recruiting. You don't want to teach new people. You're recruiting people from others. You're stealing people from others. You're in the poaching model. You're buying leads, but if the mortgage refi business stops, you're destroyed by 90% because 100% of your leads are from mortgages, so you're going to be out of business in no time. You're affected by interest rates. You're affected by old age agency. The average age of your agent in your company is 65 years old. It's unfair. And we openly talked about what we did, but we just knew people were not going to do it. Natalia asked me a question today. The reason why this is a special week, today's what? July 6th, right? What does this mean? 7 days ago today, June 30th.
Yeah.
2 years ago, we sold the insurance company. My 2 years is officially done as of July 1st. Done. I have no more responsibility, commitment to. I have met all of my commitments. We've grown the company at a certain level, and
that's got to be a big relief sigh.
It is. But let me tell you why.
Yeah.
Because the insurance industry, to do what we did, was a lot of work. It's a lot of work to have the patience to want to develop people and get them going. So Anybody and everybody that can build an agency in the insurance business, recruiting part-time agents, developing them into full-time, you do that 10 to 20 years, I'm convinced you can run for office and be a mayor, congressman, senator, because you're always campaigning. So imagine a person that's running for Congress, they're campaigning every how many years? 2 years? What is the Congress? 2 years? Senate is what, Adam? Is it 2 years as well? Senate or is it 4 years?
Senate is 6 years.
Senate is 6 years. Governor?
4 years. Senate, sorry, yeah. Governor is 6 years. Correct.
Governor is 6 years.
Yes.
And president is 4 years, right? I think it's 6 years. Some states,
Senate
4 years.
actually might be 6 years. I'll double check that. Okay.
Well, think about it. You're running every 2 years. We're campaigning.
Especially in the House of Representatives.
Right.
Every 2 years.
Everything
every
else
year
is
you have to
4
do
or 6 years.
Of course, yes.
Well, listen, imagine if you're running for 20 years. Imagine you're campaigning for 20 years. That's a lot of work. So, yeah, that's the edge. It was purely having the edge to know that my competitors and peers that I would work with, I noticed they would get tired and they wanted to go celebrate the money that they made, and we were just not going to stop.
Well, there's a couple of things that I want to address there before we actually get into the interview. But, I just finished 75 hard. I haven't drank in 75 days. Now, I don't know if you know this about me. I've gone out a little bit in my day. I say that I've partied enough for 10 lifetimes, and it's really not. Like, even when, by the way, everyone say hi to Natalia out there. She's on camera. When we go out, Nat can tell you this. I say, what do we do when we go out, Nat?
Network.
We're just networking. We're socializing. We're going out. We're getting numbers. We're talking. I'm not there to party. That's in Miami. Now, I go to these insurance conferences where I met you. These guys, they get 2-3 days away from their wife, their family, and you're in Dallas. I mean, Addison, great, beautiful place.
Beautiful.
Whether you're in Orlando, Hollywood, wherever it is.
Yeah.
These guys like to let loose. I say, I live in Miami. I've been in the nightlife scene my whole life. You think I'm going to come to the Gaylord Texan Hotel in Dallas and get it in? Like, I don't go there. I don't party. I don't drink. Maybe I'll have one drink. It's not like I'm immune to it, but I'm not there to like get wasted whatsoever. But this was the first year this past, I was in DC, where I didn't even have a drink, like 0-0. And nothing was more memorable, but because I was up, I probably went to bed at like midnight, whatever it was, all the networking, the dinners. I remember getting an elevator with a guy, hey, hold the elevator. Oh, yeah, right this way, buddy, come on. And he said, oh, how was your night? I was like, good, man, what's going on? What floor? He's like, I'll get it. And he like goes to hit 6 and hits 5. I was like, what, you going to 5? 6? And this guy is an owner of an insurance agent. He's not some regular guy. I go, that is such a horrible look at a financial conference. And this guy doesn't know anything, whatever, doesn't know otherwise. I remember thinking, yep, I really made the right decision not drinking at all. So I'm kind of in the PBD camp where will I have a drink here and there? But yeah, I've gone 20 plus years of living it up. Now it's, reinventing myself. So there's a little reinvention going on.
Now, by the way, 75 hardwood. Actually, Andy texted me yesterday. He bought a tank. Andy Frisella bought a freaking massive tank. Let me just give him a quick shout out. Nat, I'm going to text it to you. Nat, can you text me so you can get to the top and I'll send you back? Yeah. So Andy Frisella is a 75 hard.
Is that who started it?
Yeah.
So Andy Frisella, if you ever see this, thank you.
Yeah. Well,
I quit drinking because you.
Mario went through it.
Mario did it. Barbie's doing it right now.
Natalia. So it's hard. The point is 75 hard. A lot of people say, I went 11 days. I went 17 days. I made it to 28 days. To go 75, that's not an easy thing to do. Right. So good for you for going through for 75 days.
I want to say one last thing about this topic of the working and the networking and out improve, outwork, out strategize, outlast. 18 years I've been in this business. I always say I'm a marathon runner in business. I'm not a sprinter. There's some innuendos we can make there. This is what he bought, a tank.
Yeah, he just bought this tank.
So what gave me confidence that I knew that I would make it in life settlements or the insurance, I wasn't going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. I had clarity. So there's been good years, there's bad years, there's years where I made a lot of money, there's years where I said, I'm not looking otherwise. I've had opportunities to go to competitor companies. Hey, we'll give you this, we'll give you that. I said, everything's so good. I'm going to go leave you for a point. I go, I'm loyal. I'm with you. These guys brought me in when I had nothing. Look at me now. Became a millionaire. I'm going to go leave you for, no, I'm good. And I'll probably be with these guys, until say la vie, whatever, but I'm not going anywhere. But that's also how I look at what I'm doing in the content game with Valuetainment. I'm not here for a quick buck. There's reaction things they could do. There's things I could say to people for a clip to go, boom, oh shit, I just called this guy out. Oh my God. I said, I don't know if I want to do that because I'm not planning on going anywhere. I don't want to make fake content or fabricate things. I'm not saying that I'm perfect, but I guess the gift and the curse is knowing like I'm doing this for the next 20 years. I'm not going anywhere. Now, I might not be sprinting every single day, but when you're a marathon runner in business and in life, you have clarity like this, I'm going this way.
Yeah.
So there's going to be weather and rain and sleet and snow and hurricanes. In Florida, there's hurricanes here.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not going and you're committed to something, that you see through the BS and you can say that. So I'm playing the long game. And here's what I'll give you respect for. I told you the guy that told me,
the teacher,
hey, man, I'm on to you. Everyone needs someone, especially when you're talented. I say things about PHP, some of the guys there. What I've seen you do is take ordinary people and make them extraordinary. Some of these people aren't exactly uniquely gifted or talented, but they work hard or they're good at a certain thing. The problem that certain people has, if you're good, you're talented, maybe you take your foot off the gas. What did KD say? Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. So I found myself 35, 36. I was 25, my brokest friend. 36, I'm a millionaire. I'm in Miami. I'm living my life. And I went through a challenging time, which I'll talk about in a little bit. And you run into a guy like PBD, and this is the difference between a boss and a leader. He's a boss. He's a boss, right? No, you're a leader because, a leader will hold you accountable. It's kind of what they say, hammer, hug, where a boss is like, oh, you got to do your job. Let's go. And what I've seen you do, you've read Lincoln on Leadership. You talk about it all the time. A leader will hold you accountable and tell you, dude, no, that's not it. But also say, hey, man, come here, bring it in. Like, that's good. And certain people need that. So thank you for being the kick in my ass that I need sometimes, but also being the hug that I can use sometimes. Okay, Nat? Okay. But thank you, Pat. Whoa. If you like that one, click right here to watch the full SOSCAST. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel.